3D. I quit. I don't want my job anymore. I want to find another job. 1. Reading. A. Discuss. What do you think the worst job in the world is? The worst, very bad. In my opinion, there is no job that is worse than the other if there is someone out there who enjoys doing it. If you don't enjoy your job, then it's the worst job for you and you should find a more interesting one. Which of the following make people not like their job, hate their job? Is it the salary, the money you make at your job? Working hours, the number of hours you spend at the office? Is it the employer, the boss? The colleagues, the people you work with. This is not college, no, it's colleagues. Colleagues. Is it the routine? The things you do every day as part of your job? Is it the workplace, the work environment, the place where you work? Well, all of them can make people hate their jobs, but the worst one is the employer. If your boss is bad, that can really make you hate your job more than the other things. B. Read the text quickly and match the names of the people with the job they are describing. Two people are describing the same job. We have four people: Larry, Dan, Faisal, and Willie. Three jobs. Zookeeper is someone who works at the zoo and looks after animals. Factory worker. A factory is a place that produces products. Call center agent. Someone who answers customers' calls, takes their orders, and listens to their complaints. Two of these people have the same job. And then you will read again and write L for Larry, D for Dan, F for Faisal, or W for Willie. I worked there for a month. I soon, shortly after I started working, got used to it. It became a normal thing to me. I was happy when I lost my job. Lost is the past of lose, when you don't have something anymore. I enjoyed part of my job. It wasn't all fun, but there is a part that I liked and a part that I didn't like. My job helped me improve my health, make my health better. Health is your well-being. I still have the same job. In these days, I'm doing the same job. I didn't change it. I worked there for less than a month. Now read with me. Job forum. A forum is a place on the internet. This can be found on the internet and it allows people to discuss different topics. You can post questions and people can answer you. Someone's gotta do it. There must be someone out there who can do this job. Tell us your bad job experiences, the things that you go through in your job. It can't be that bad, it's not as bad as you think. Can it? Is it really that bad? I one time, worked at a sweet factory. Sweet like candy. Putting sugar on sweets and biscuits. Biscuits? Sweet baked dough. I thought the past of think. It occurred to my mind, it would be nice because I was a big fan of sweets. I loved sweets a lot. Well, I used to go home with sugar in my hair. Up my nose. Nose is the part of your face that you use for smelling. I'm using my nose. And in my ears, the part in your head that you use for hearing things. It was disgusting, gross. And the smell was so strong, very intense, not weak, that I couldn't get used to it. I only lasted a week. I continued working there for only a week. But one good thing did come out of my experience. One good thing happened to me because I worked at that factory. By the time I left is the past of leave. By the time I quit, I said I don't want to work there anymore. I had given up sweets. Given up, I stopped eating sweets altogether, completely. That's the good thing. I hated sweets. I stopped loving them. Larry Mitchell, Southampton. So Larry worked at a sweet factory, and he is the one who improved his health by stopping eating sweets. And he is the one who worked there for less than a month. He only lasted a week. I worked for one summer at a safari park. I liked feeding the penguins. Giving food. Penguins, birds that live in cold areas like the North Pole, and the other animals in general, feeding zebras, hippos. But cleaning up after them wasn't much fun. As you can imagine, picture it in your head, the worst job I had was in the monkey reserve. A reserve is a place that is protected for animals to live in. You see, let me explain. As visitors drove through, people who come to see the animals, drove through, they passed through the zoo with their cars. Monkeys usually climbed on their cars. This is climbed, no B. Climbed, they got up the cars for a free ride. To get on the car for free. When you ride something, you get on it like when you ride a bike. At the exit is the place where you can get out of the zoo, of the reserve. One of us had to stop the monkeys from getting into the next reserve. The monkeys can't get to the next place. They must stay in this place. I can tell you, chasing monkeys, going after monkeys around with a stick is a piece of wood, in the middle of the summer is not fun at all. Dan Given, Hemsby. Dan enjoyed feeding the penguins, that was fun, but chasing monkeys wasn't fun for him. So Dan is a zookeeper. He enjoyed part of his job. Now Faisal. My job can be really hard sometimes, as it involves taking customers' orders. It involves part of my job. Taking customers. Customer is someone who buys services or products. Answering calls, and in general, dealing with people, working with people and their complaints. Complaint when you are not happy about something. You see, I work at a call center, and the things I have to put up with, the things that I have to go through, I have to endure, I have to take, are awful, very bad. Just because people can't see you face to face, they are not in front of you, they think it's okay to be rude, not nice, impolite. It was really difficult, not easy, in the beginning at first. But by the end of the first month, I had learned is the past of learn, not to take it personally. I knew that it wasn't about me. It's only about the job, One time, I got so angry, not happy with a customer. He was really rude. I shouted back at him. He shouted at me, he yelled at me, he raised his voice, and I did the same to him. And it nearly cost me my job. The cost, the money I had to pay, the price was I almost got fired. Lost my job. Faisal Ahmed, Jeddah. Faisal works as a call center agent, and he soon got used to his job. And he still has the same job. He wasn't fired. He almost got himself fired. Almost means nearly, but it didn't happen. Now, Willie Hawkins, Bath. I often remind myself, make myself remember, no matter how bad things get, even if things got really bad, they could be worse. I should be patient. I could still be working there. I don't know how I lasted a month at the box factory. I'd had enough before the end of the first week. After I finished my first week, I felt that I'd had enough. I can't take it anymore. I can't work there anymore. It was exhausting, really tiring on the body, but what it did to your mind was most worrying. That's the worst part, is what made me concerned. Boring, not interesting, just isn't a strong enough word. When you say it's boring, you need a word, that is stronger than boring to describe this job. I worked with a man who had been there for 20 years. He told me he dreamt of boxes. Dreamt is the past of dream, when you sleep at night and you see things. He saw boxes when he closed his eyes, and he even tasted boxes. When you eat and you feel the sweetness of the food, that is tasting the food. When he ate, I was so glad, I was so happy when I was fired, when the boss told me I can't work there anymore. Willie Hawkins, Bath, his job was so boring. Willie worked at a box factory, and he worked there for a month, and he was happy when he lost his job, when the boss told him, "You're fired, you can't work anymore." Now, find words and phrases in the text that mean the following. Extremely unpleasant. Extremely means very. Extremely is stronger than very. Unpleasant, not good, bad, horrible. Horrible means the same thing. Horrible means extremely unpleasant. Look in Larry here. The word is disgusting. Gross. An area, place of land that is protected, guarded. Dan, it's reserve. The monkey reserve. A thin piece of wood, stick. Stick. Accept. When you accept, you say yes to something that is annoying, can be bothering, without complaining. Faisal. Put up with. The things that I had to put up with are awful. Help somebody remember something. You remind yourself. You remind somebody. Really tiring. Make you lose your energy. That is exhausting. Exhausting. E. Discuss. Which of the jobs in the text would you least like to do? Least, not very much. Like to do. And why? Personally, I don't like being a call center agent. I don't think I can take it. I can't put up with people talking to me disrespectfully. I respect people and I want them to respect me back. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.
Listen to two friends talking about their jobs and answer the questions. Choose A, B, or C.
Hi Ted, how's it going?
Fine, and how are you? How's your new job?
It's okay, I suppose.
You don't sound very happy. I thought this was your dream job. Big salary, car.
I have no problem with the money.
Is it your colleagues then? Are they really boring?
No, they're fine. It's just that I don't get to see my family a lot. I get home at 9 every night and I'm exhausted. I just want to go to bed.
I see. So was your old job better? I remember you started work late.
Well, I wasn't at home. I was really busy before work. I mean, in the morning I went to the bank, I did my weekly shopping at the supermarket and then went to work. By that time I was exhausted.
You liked your job though, didn't you?
Yeah. The salary wasn't that good and my office was very small, but I liked the people there. Especially the boss. He was very funny sometimes. He made the day pass really quickly.
That's good. I remember your first employer was a nightmare.
I know. I was working in a shop, and because it was my first job I wanted to make a good impression. I was never late and I was very polite to the customers, but he was rude to me. Then one day out of nowhere he fired me.
Did you ever find out why?
No, it's always been a mystery.